Hello everybody. Yeah, I know it's pretty dark, my video, but I just wanted to do a quick video. As you can see, there was a shooting in California. What they say, about 20 injured, and they don't even know the count of how many are dead. I just wanna do a little shout out and prayer for the folks over there, for their loved ones and their families. Um, but I just wanted to just inform, you know, the American people and the world, just about the situation. And this occurred before, and quite similar, actually before. Now everybody's seeing this and they're terrified, and this is a tragedy. But in a sense, at the same time, I'm not kind of shocked. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the vicinity or that area, San Mark, I don't even know really the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's a gun-free zone or a gun-safe zone. If you realize, a lot of the shootings that occur are always where guns are banned, that no guns are allowed. So people cannot protect themselves when they are attacked by, a gunman. So of course you see 20 are injured and they don't even know how much are dead. Well, no one can protect themselves. So it's obvious that this is going to happen. Of course, people are going to say it's the gun's fault, and there are going to be politicians that said it's the gun's fault. But again, you're in a gun-free zone, and someone has a gun. No one is going to be safe. You can't protect yourself if someone has a gun and they're shooting at you and other people. So, of course, they're going to do the gun blame, and I think it's ridiculous because, as you guys remember, there was an attempt in Garland, Texas, a while back, and yeah, as you can see, that was stopped immediately because it wasn't a gun-free zone. So it's definitely not the guns that's the problem. The problem is this thing that they're saying that guns kill people when it's actually people that kill people. Because even if you take away guns, people are going to still kill people. Knives, bats, hands, anything. So it's not the gun's fault. And I think that's the agenda, to take away guns. But why? Why take away guns? You may ask that. And well, the reason is, as you can see throughout history, is when they take away guns, who has the guns? The criminals and the government. And come on, we kind of want our own liberties. We want our own privacy. We don't want the government to intervene in our lives, which they are already intervening in our lives. And that's not a good idea. Throughout history, as you can see, it has never been a good idea. So, Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, Communist China. They still are, by the way. And, Yugoslavia. I can go down the list. And the same thing is happening here in the United States. The problem is, why are they accepting that? Because people have given so much trust into their government, but they don't realize that a lot of people in our government, they are psychological liars, and they're literally insane. So I think you have the common sense to live your life. You don't need the government to tell you what to do. And you can say that I live my life, I do whatever I want, but do you really do whatever you want? Do you? That's a question that I think every American should ask themselves. Do you live your own life the way you want to live your life? And do you think you have the freedom to do a lot of the things? Because honestly, we don't. Our Bill of Rights has been destroyed. And yes, people say the Constitution, yes, it's racist and all those things. Throughout history, there's been slavery, there's been hatred against groups, against other groups. That's just happens. But you see, we need to change that. But taking away the Constitution, taking away our liberties and our freedoms, doesn't change that. That actually makes our lives even worse. And I'm saying that as a black man, saying that, yes, during the time when the Constitution was made, and, as you can see, around that time, there was, slavery still existed. And sadly, at that time, it was African Americans. But they never tell you in history that about 100, 150 years before that, when, people were being shipped to, to the New World as slaves, that, also known as indentured servants, that included blacks, that included whites, Irish. I mean, it was a lot. It wasn't only blacks, but they realized they couldn't control all of them because they started mixing with each other, and many of them started to rebel because they're like, hey, why am I a slave when I thought, a lot of them were in debt and they just had to pay, work for their debt. But they're like, wait, I'm working for my debt, but I'm still a slave. So they start to rebel. And of course, the slave owners got scared. So they made all white people free, and they kept the blacks as slaves. But do people know that? No, people don't know that in history. They don't. No, they're going out and they're doing all this Black Lives Matter and all these things like that's going to change and make it for the better. No, how could you replace racism with racism? That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. Come on, America. Let's get it together. We really need to get it together. Seriously. That's just my 2 cents.